Hello and welcome back to the Wiregrass Museum of Art. This is Amanda. I'm going to walk you through how you can draw your own dragon, set a really fun scene, and just create a really fun work of art inspired by an artist in our collection, Kevin Irwin. Kevin Irwin is an Alabama artist. She has a studio in Birmingham and she creates beautiful, whimsical sculptures and illustrations. So this here is a cartoon illustration of her sculpture that we have at the museum. We have named the dragon Irwin, and Irwin is one of the first things you see right when you walk into the museum. Personally, I love dragons, so I've had a lot of fun over the years turning Irwin into different things, being inspired by different cultures, including the Celtic art form here where you're seeing a Celtic inspired dragon, some gold leaf on a bark piece of paper. So just a lot of fun. Now, this project has no specific guidelines as to where you can be inspired by a dragon. Now, for me, I'm going to be inspired by, a dragon that's maybe going to find me and take me somewhere else just to go on a fun little adventure. So what I have here before me is just a piece of paper and a pencil, and I do have with me here just a little dragon friend to help me out and inspire me. So I'm gonna let him just hang out right over there. Now, as always, I like to start with just a really light pencil sketch, and I'm gonna make my artwork like it's a window. So like a window in my whimsical home where a dragon can come visit me. Alright, so now it's time to do the dragon. Now, I do like to start my shapes really simply, and if you're at a loss for what different types of dragons you can make, you can actually find a lot of inspiration from both history, so you can look back at what dinosaurs looked like when they ruled the earth, and there's a lot of inspiration for dragons that we might see in both stories and film and even historical texts, and they get a lot of inspiration from dinosaurs. And then if you don't want to go quite as exotic, you can honestly just look out your back door and find yourself a frog or lizard friend. The book and film franchise How to Train Your Dragon is really inspired by frogs and lizards in creating their different dragon designs. So to start with, this window is really great because if I were to draw a larger dragon, I don't have to draw the whole thing, which really helps me out because drawing a whole body can seem a little bit intimidating. So this way I can just focus on the head of my dragon. So I'm going to come in and start with just a simple head shape. So let's say that that's the jawline. I'm gonna get my eye over here. And I do personally really love horses, so you're actually gonna see some inspiration of a horse head come through. I could quickly turn this into a horse, but it will transform. Alright, so there's the drawing of my dragon, but we still have a really blank piece of paper, so I really want to have some drawing added into my background as if you're looking past the dragon, way back into the landscape. And again, since this scene is completely unrealistic, it won't be anything like what I might see out of my window here at home. So I'm going to add in some nice rolling hills, and then I'm going to add in some fun whimsical clouds that are going to kind of tuck behind my dragon. All right, so now comes the time where I could finish this up with pencil, or I can go in and color it. and I do really love to add color to my artwork, so I will not be finishing this with a pencil. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to outline all of my lines with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to go in with watercolor and finish up my artwork. Now with my grass, I want to make it look like, you know, these hills are farther away. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of like a darker green. I could even go so far as doing almost like an olive green, just to really help get that effect as if it is farther in the background. Alright, so now is a good time to start thinking about the dragon. And for some reason, cannot say why, but I'm really feeling a purple dragon. And with watercolor, you really want to layer. So if you start with the lightest color and then work your way up, you're going to be able to add in some really fun details. Like I'll be able to go in and add in like some shading and even maybe some dots to make it look like scales or bumpy skin. All of those different things I'll be able to work out. But I do want to start off with a light color layers. I'm going to start off with this, with a light purple. So now that my dragon is completely finished, I can now work on my foreground, which is the window frame that will be wood, and then my wall, which will be a very neutral color so it doesn't really take away from the dragon, although it is a purple dragon, so I think it'd be pretty hard to take away from that. Now, since I just finished painting the dragon's claws, I don't want to jump in and paint my wood window frame. I want to give that a little bit more time to dry. So if I do happen to color outside the lines, I will not damage anything and kind of blend that purple in there. So I'm going to start with my wall. Alright, there you have it. There's my finished watercolor painting of a whimsical dragon popping through a window to hopefully take me on a really fun adventure. Thank you for joining the Wiregrass Museum of Art. We really hope that you will share your creations with us. Just tag us on social media or use the follow me hashtags, and we will gladly share with our audience your wonderful masterpiece. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.